Come explore ancient wisdoms and groundbreaking practices. We'll travel the world, do wacky experiments, and have delightful guests. I'll lead you in deep meditations, all to give you the takeaways so you can live energized, enlivened, and empowered. I'm Dr. David, and this is Aliveness Now.
Create your own evolution. Get wisdom from past stuff. I believe we're each here to create our own evolution, to evolve within this lifetime. We can do that with our joy, our contribution, our radiance. But what we're going to talk about today is how to evolve in this lifetime through creating wisdom and empathy. As you create wisdom within you and help bring empathy to the world, you change the world. You develop what's possible. You lead by who you are. Look at wisdom and empathy as two sides of the same coin. When you can create one or the other, life expands. You've brought something new. You are new. You develop who you are. You take the lineage you've come from and taken it forward. That is evolution. All right, let's recap. For those of you who are new to my work, I look at each person as a relationship between ethereal and physical, consciousness and body, divine ethereal, divine heavens, divine earth. We relate those two things, and we are that relationship. When a relationship is flowing and alive, it creates lots of energy, enlivenment, enrichment, empowerment, and even enlightenment. So my work is how to help you develop that relationship that you are. So divine ethereal, it's like the light of the heavens. Divine physical, deep in that earth, that divine earth, it's not light, it's song. It's the vibration, the song of life. Individual parts of us are subsets of that relationship, of that light and that sound, ethereal and physical. So each chakra is ethereal and physical, ethereal and physical. Each joint, each acupuncture point, the different parts of us play out parts of that relationship. So when you're not relating well within you, within a part of you, the light and the song within you is altered, distorted. You know when your voice is resonant versus it's really having a hard time talking. There's a difference in how you can express yourself and how you are yourself. You can actually feel when you put your hand on an area. Is the song altered? Is that light not shining? This is what we're here for, to help you learn how to do that, how to know and feel in yourself what parts you aren't shining, what parts of you aren't alive, and also to help shift that, help it come alive. Because you get not just this amazing sense of aliveness, but you get better health, more longevity. You may experience life in a way that has more profound deliciousness. Yes, we want to live alive while we're alive. So our work is based, it's metaphor based, but it's experiential metaphor based. You will feel these things as we work. What we're going to talk about today, go further deeper in, is this sense of how do you create wisdom and empathy? How do you evolve in this lifetime? Now, the wisdom is a new understanding that we can come into, a new way of looking at life. Empathy is having a sense of acknowledgement of a feeling and a human being experience. It's singing the harmony with those around you, sing the harmony with those parts of you. Because you never really can feel exactly what someone else is feeling, but when you can harmonize with them, something changes. You, within you, harmonizing with your parts helps those parts start relating and coming alive. Sound good? Well, join us. This is what we're headed for today, and in the work that I provide for people in workshops, in our app, in Zoom sessions, and right here on this television show. Rumi, the poet of love, wrote, "It is not your task to first seek love from others, but to seek and discover love within. As you do, you'll find the barriers within you that you have built against being loved and being loved." So what are these barriers that we hold within us? Why would we hold such barriers from being loved or being loved? We will hold and pass along unresolved experiences, or pass along the wisdom the best we could gain from those experiences, which may be totally not wisdom now. But we arrive with, I have to hold everything in. It's not okay for me to say anything. I have to stay quiet or I'll be hurt. Or I have to be loud so I'm never hurt. These are different ways of dealing with past unresolved experiences. Now, when I'm processing past experiences into wisdom, they're no longer defining me. They aren't my banks. They've broken off. They're in my river. They're the rocks in the river that I keep bumping into these stories that cause me to react in ways that I'm going, what did I say it that way for? Well, why did that come out that way? Why did I act in such an intense way? Where did it come from? And I found that this is what these rocks are. When I'm responding in a way that either keeps me down or makes me assert myself in a way that actually isn't appropriate for the moment. And that's the key. A story, when we have an unresolved story that's on the surface or even in the background, we're going to react to life from this experience of the past that's not real in the moment. What we don't like about people isn't the human being they are. It's how they react to us in a way that isn't real. Doesn't suit what's really real right now. They'll react in a way that this doesn't make sense for what's going on. That's what we don't like, I found. Because there's some people I didn't think I liked. But as they got freer, as they integrated their stories into wisdom, as they became more real in the moment, the one guy in particular I remember, he became my best friend. It took a year of work. But he resolved and became him. Still interesting, unique human being, but one of my dearest friends. So we have that. You'll notice yourself, and this is how you find the stories or these rocks in our river, because they keep bugging you. I did that again. I said it that way. Oh, I keep thinking about something over and over and over. You know there's something in it then. If I keep over and over thinking about it, there must be a story that keeps me thinking about it. Otherwise, I just resolve it, move through it. That's what I found. So key here is a story. A confining story is the one that we're bumping up against. A defining story is our wisdom. We can't see what's our wisdom very easily because there's no observer. It's all of me believes in it. But we can start observing our reactions, our thoughts. We can see it in other people maybe easier where that doesn't make sense for what's real right now. So getting grounded into what's real, observing our reactions, helps us find these stories we can turn into wisdom, into empathy. So this past stuff that was unresolved, either from my own life, from ancestry, from past life, wherever it comes from, our culture, that's a big space. I'm reacting this way. Why? That's not me as a human being, but these stories that led me to respond. If they're defining, I'll respond in the moment for my wisdom, but I'll define it as a reaction when I'm acting through the stories I'm holding that aren't from what's real right now. So integrating a story into wisdom, into empathy. It starts with just acknowledgement. Wow, a part of me, and this is the key, it's not all of me, just a part of me was angry when there was really no reason to. It's like being in a play. Let's go over to that Greek theater and we'll discuss this a little more. Here at the theater, different characters have different stories. This creates the great tragedies and the great comedies. It creates the tension, the conflict, and misdirected love, misdirected anger. As you relate to others, come to know what is real in the moment. This way your stories won't interfere with the true love and the true union you have possible for you together. In your body and mind, within your parts, stories play out like the plays on the stage. But your plays do not end. They sit in the background, affecting your reactions, siphoning off your health. They misdirect your vision and keep you from feeling your full aliveness. Parts of you believe that the stories are real. What if you came to the play and thought the play was real? What if you charged up onto the stage to keep Medea from cutting up her brother or killing her sons? They would send you to the Asclepion to have the sacred snakes cure your ills. You learn and gain wisdom by comparing what is real with the reactions and the thoughts and the feelings that are coming from the past or our fears of the future. Just as the ancient Greeks gained wisdom and depth from attending their plays right here. So have you thought about some stories you might be carrying? I mean, some common ones are, I'll never be good enough. No matter what I do, it's never enough. Another story might be is, I have no value. Who am I to think I'm any good? Is it real? I have no value? I don't know anyone that's true for. You're a spark of creation. What's more valuable than that? But we'll have it within us where we think we have no value. We may have the story, it's not okay to be happy. Not okay with who? So is that real? It's not okay. But it's part of how I grew up. I got more in trouble for laughing than I ever did for doing anything wrong. So this whole part of me kind of learned it's not okay to be too happy. What's too happy? The cultural, ancestral distortions around these type of things are pretty intense. But you can turn them to wisdom to know it's not real right now. Is it real that no matter what I do, it's never enough? Again, looking for those words, never, always, it's not okay. Those are the little stories we're going to hold inside. So to move them through, the first step is just acknowledging, wow, a part of me, and that's a key, not all of you, but if you can notice it, it means part of you is observing it. And go, wow, a part of me just acted like I have no value. Whoa, a part of me just acted like no one ever thinks I have anything to contribute. Oh, icky. No one ever, really? But that's the feeling to pull out, because the feeling's real, but is the actual story of it real? We can feel it, it's a feeling. So there's the empathy, is to go in, have acknowledged how a part of me believes, and putting words to it if I can, or just to feel it. Oh, there's the story just as a vibration, and having empathy, feeling it with that part for a minute. Oh, I know that one. Harmonizing. Oh, I know that feeling. Ooh, it's like I put my arm around it, like, hi, that's your story, part of me, I'm all part. So I'll talk to my parts, have empathy with it. Wow, it's not okay to think I've done well. Oh, I know that one. I'll just give a little kissy kiss. Oh. The second wisdom is to know when and when not it's true. Okay, might have been true at some point for some human being, but right now, it's not. And I will know if it ever is. There's a wisdom. So you know it's not real, but you also know you're going to know if it's ever true again. So that empathy can help you lead you from knowing it's not real to knowing I'll know if it's ever real. if it's ever true. That's the progression to move to integrate these into wisdom. These are the types of things we're going to work with together as we work in Zoom sessions, in my retreats, and in further episodes here. We will work with it. In the app, there's more information about these type of stories. So join us, join this journey, help resolve and integrate these wisdoms, or these past stuff into wisdoms and into empathy. Transform yourself so you don't carry it with you into tension. That's what the tension in our body is. Unresolved wisdom. Unresolved stories that haven't become wisdom yet. So letting these unresolved stories turn into wisdom, into empathy, helps you come back to what's real. The body relaxes. It starts healing, integrating life, relating in a way that's profound and real with somebody. Let's take a break. I'm Dr. David. This is Aliveness Now on the Transformation Network.
My show, Aliveness Now, is Transformation Talk TV's surprisingly quirky variety show. It has a companion app called Love Springs. Love Springs is a step-by-step journey, taking you deeper and deeper into the concepts of each episode. There's secret knowledge, groundbreaking practices, and fun quizzes. Find Love Springs at your favorite app store or visit createaliveness.com.
In this segment on how to create your own evolution, we're going to talk about past lives, ancestry, and cultural goo. The metaphor we often use in my work is that you're a river flowing, and that rocks in your river are the stories and distortions that alter your reactions to what is real. If it's stuck in your heart, there's a dam there, you may have a hard time experiencing or receiving love. When it's in your throat area, it may not be safe to say anything, or it's not safe unless I say something. So we react in ways that may not be appropriate, because right now I can say anything I want. It's safe. Another way that the rocks show up, not as rocks in one area, but as small particulate matter that's gone all through my waters. It shades how I look at life. Makes me react in all of me with a certain assumption of what we think is real. These, I find, come from those past soul stories. Maybe they're past lives, I'm not sure, but I know the soul has some type of past. Or perhaps they come from the ancestors, the stories that were passed down to you from your ancestors. Or maybe it's cultural goo, what our culture says we should be like. You should be this way. This is what's right. And these can be great guides, but when they no longer guide you, but cause you to react in a way that isn't from what's real, cause you to act in a way that decreases your ability to relate in a loving, harmonious, empathetic way, it's time to shift them into wisdom. So the wisdom and the empathy help you see things for what is real right now. I have found different types of meditations or exercises that can help shift these stories, turn them into wisdom. And for example, here's a great meditation to do when you're feeling kind of weighed down by how others are viewing you. Pretend you're at the bottom of a gooey ocean. This is for the cultural distortions that get put on us. So imagine you're at the bottom of this kind of gooey ocean and everybody else is down there and they're all saying it's not okay to be too successful. It's not okay to do too well. It's not okay to have too much. Really okay with who? We can't be successful, but that's sometimes the feeling where you start being successful or putting yourself out there and they try to pull you down. No, we don't want to live that way. So what I'll do is now I pretend I'm down in that ocean and I just feel sucked down and I'm pulled down by this goo that's sticky, keeps me relating to these people in that way. I try to get away and I get pulled back and oh yeah, it's not okay to be successful. So imagine how that feels to be pulled back with this goo that keeps us into that same perspective that all these other people hold. But it's gooey, that's why we got to get into it, feel the goo. And then as I keep working, get a little further away, but then I get pulled back. Get further away, get pulled back. And finally as I go further away, whoa, I feel a chain or some type of something I can grab onto. And I don't get pulled back. Like they pull me back, you can feel it, but I start climbing that chain, moving up this ocean of goo, and as I climb up that chain, it gets lighter. There's less pull, but I can still hear them. Oh, it's not okay to be successful. Come back, be like us. And I go, fuck no. And as I keep climbing, it gets brighter and lighter, and I'm getting into the area that it's like, it's so much smoother. I'm not being pulled down, and then I break into the surface of the ocean. The air on my face, the light, the sound of the waves. And I see that this chain goes to a ship, a sailing ship. And I know that's my ship. So I climb like a pirate up that chain, go up over onto the deck, and here it is, my ship. I am the captain of my own ship on my ocean. I can still hear him down there. But now that I'm captain, that it's my ship, and I'm starting to explore the world in my way, be successful in my way, they're all clapping for me now. They're going, yay, look at the captain, hooray. Because once you get there, they're going to applaud. Don't worry. That's just how it is in the culture. Once you get in your success, that's how you are now. They accept it. It's getting there where they can pull you down. So feel the feeling of you being able to take your ship, sail with other ships, be who you are, know that they're there. Someday maybe you can help rescue some of them. But right now this is your path. You get to flow in your ship. It's who you are. That's a nice integration then for this type of cultural goo. Pick your goo, do that meditation, move through it. So let's go over now. We're going to go over to Europe, because there is some of my ancestral history, and it's also a place, there's a lot of wild locations there where both cultural, past life kind of energies may be brought up. So I'll see you over there. Cultural stories play on our sense of value, of fitting in, of being good enough. Sometimes they make it seem we have to keep who we really are secret, hidden behind a mask. Other times, they make it so we need to rebel and be outcasts, push away anything of our culture and not fit in any way. This location was the site of the massive guillotines that killed thousands of people in the French Revolution. I was with my companion who was sensitive to her past lives. As she walked past this area, she broke down into sobbing tears and deep grief, having no idea what this site represented. How does it work? I don't know. It has been shown in scientific studies that the traumas of the past filter through the generations, affecting our health in our life now. It's a road trip to explore the haunts of my ancestors. We'll follow their footsteps and try to find my ancestral castle. Welcome to Berg Eltz, a fairy tale castle. My ancestors visited here and married into the family that still lives here. They've been here for 1,000 years. Oh, not the same people, but their descendants. Let's go see if they'll welcome me in. An old lost relative. Let's have some fun.
Imagine traveling to this castle 500 years ago. Was it fun? Uncomfortable? What did it smell like? Did the kids have to stay quiet? Oh wow, my ancestors walked across this bridge. So cool.
Well, my visit to the Van Elt's family didn't go as planned. After over 900 years living here, they moved to Frankfurt. But the nice people here gave me a tour.
There were pictures of some uncomfortable looking people in armor that also didn't look comfortable, even though some people still wear their armor today. And then there were pictures of the genealogy, and there was Breitbachs on these amazing pictures with the dragon shield of the Breitbachs. It's so cool. A dragon shield. Well, let's go look for my ancestral castle in Breitbach, along the Rhine River. After looking all over Breitbach, it turns out the castle was sacked 300 years ago by the French, and there's almost nothing left. So much for having a place to stay tonight. Maybe the people at this castle will take me in for the night. Wow, they welcomed me in.
And gave me this amazing room for my own. Do you think it's because I'm a returning Lord of Breitbach? Or do you think it's just their normal hospitality? It even has a bathtub with a view. Here's how I turn things to wisdom from my ancestors. When it feels like I'm looking through muddy water, I keep seeing the same thing no matter where I look. It's probably an ancestral pattern, something that's ready to turn to wisdom. So I pull out, what is this mud? What am I looking through? What am I seeing? And I will imagine, what would have happened 3 or 4 generations ago that I'm processing now? Oftentimes it's around value, because a lot of times our ancestors weren't valued. They were made to work 12, 15, 16, 18 hours a day. In America, they were homesteaders. They were immigrants that weren't always accepted. So let's imagine ancestors of yours 4 generations ago experienced that they were not valued. They were just cogs in the wheel. They were just people to feed. First step is have empathy. That's what people experience. Probably your ancestors experienced that. So you have empathy for what they made it through. But they didn't turn it fully to wisdom before they died. But you can. So that empathy, to feel with them how they were not valued, how they were looked upon as something not desirable. Just have empathy. They felt that. But you now can have empathy and gain the wisdom. That's step 1. Next step, return to them energy of theirs that was past you so you could get to this. Return to them the darkened mirror that only shows you the worst part of yourself. Return those to them. They passed it to you so you could get to this when they couldn't. They're cheering you on. So you no longer need that dark mirror, that the covering over your heart, the breastplate of metal that's protected you and kept you from fully feeling life, though. So return to them breastplate, that metal that's protected your heart. Yeah, they're excited to get it back. They're excited you're getting to this. then have them pass on to you what was meant to be passed to you, but got stopped at their life. Have them pass on to you that which was created by them or their ancestors, the wisdom that was created that couldn't make it through their life, that didn't get passed through to you. They can pass on to you the experience of an illuminated heart, the light that can shine and receive at the same time. What would it feel like to have that light in your chest, to be able to give and receive love? What would it be like to receive to yourself the vision of who you are, the mirror that is clear, that you can see the beauty and the immense value of who you are? Look into that mirror now and see who you are. You're a spark of creation. Let it come. A cleansing rain is beginning here. As we cleanse this ancient feelings that you're ready to be free from, you're ready to wash away. The last step is breathe in your mouth, out your mouth. Hold hands with that ancestor. Pretend you're doing a little dervishy, spirally dance. Breathe in around them. Get your breath out around them. And as it's out around them, you can peek into their life one more time. Go, wow, that's what you experienced. What would it take to connect with them and say, whoa, I see you. It's cleansing now, man. This is rain's coming. And they can peek into your life and go, whoa, I knew that was possible. Now that your ancestors feel alive, you feel alive, they're in your corner now. Have a good one.
I found out there's one more castle that Breitbach lived in. Let's go.
Behind me is Castle Bersheim. The Breitbachs lived here 600 years ago. One of the Breitbachs who owned this castle, Dinter, was not such a great guy. He was known to be angry. His wife and his daughter lived in fear. The daughter had been promised to her love, a young man of a neighboring area, of a neighboring castle. But her father made a deal with one of his friends that she would marry his son, who she didn't love, who she didn't like. She refused, and so he locked her in the tallest tower. He locked her there until she would change her mind. She refused. Her lover found out, and he came to her in the night when he knew her father was away. She let down a long rope to allow him to climb up to the castle to be with her. She would hide the rope under her bed during the day, and when he would come at night, she would let down the long rope so he could climb up. Now, it is said that this is the source of the story of Rapunzel. What fairy tale do you have in your history? What fairy tale do you love living out? What fairy tale in your life would you like to live out? Now, the true fairy tale here does not turn out that well. It's a bit distorted. Dinter comes home, finds the love in the room with her, and he slays him right in front of his daughter. When the family of her love finds out, they come with others from Berg Eltz to put him into chains. To avoid them, he runs up to the tower and he casts himself off to his death. It is said he still wanders the grounds, moaning and sighing in regret for the crime that he committed. What distorted fairy tales are in your history? Well, Dinter is destined to walk these grounds perhaps forever. But the ghosts and the demons along your river, on your banks, can be turned into wisdom through your empathy, through your understanding, through your choices. Make the choice to Give them their light, give them their freedom. They don't need to continually regret their actions. Don't let the ghosts scare you now. They have no power. They're ready to head for the light. It's my ancestry. I got to deal with it, but I can help turn it into wisdom so I don't carry any of that grief or that anger or that way of being with me any longer. I am who I am. My ancestors, including Dinter, are clapping for me. Turn this into wisdom when he couldn't. He's happy for me. He'll be up there cheering, so let's go see if we can find him. I know he's there. Which tower do you think she was in? It's pretty high up there. Imagine climbing up with a rope to that. It does look a little creepy. Ooh, I think I hear him. Do you think he fell here? I don't know. Ooh. Ooh. I hear his footsteps. This is a bit creepola. Ooh. Wow. Ooh. What kind of caves do you need to go through to find your way to something brighter? Here we go. Oh, this is nice. Let's more lit up. Courtyard. So you practice for today. Imagine what your ancestors way back, who they could have been, what kind of character they had, what experiences they had. And that comes down to who you are. What cast of characters created you? What cast of characters? Are you processing what they couldn't? Are they cheering for you to turn this to wisdom? I think they are. Take your time, feel it, go for it. Have empathy for what they must have lived and how you can turn it into wisdom. Great. Okay, we're back. So you could see in those experiences. Now, it may be I'm not even in the line of Breitbachs that lived in those castles. There's a line that maybe comes from, I think from Bavaria, maybe I'm part of that line. It doesn't matter, these are metaphors. So to look and see, oh yeah, if I came from the line that would be so angry that they'd put their daughter up in a tower and keep her from her love, maybe there's something passed through to me, or maybe the fear of that. Maybe not, maybe we worked through it. But, you know, it's just exploring what life might have been like. And that's your kind of homework, is to explore what life might have been like in your ancestry. In our country right now, there's a lot of immigrants struggling with the fear of the current distortion in our country. But that's not new necessarily. Immigrants were not treated well in the past at times. Or when they came to this region, Wisconsin, Iowa, the Midwest, they came with almost nothing and had to take a piece of land and make it something that would help them survive. So the survival of against nature, how am I going to be able to have enough food? Can I make it through the winter? So there's many past places here in America. There's such a melting pot. So many of us have so much to try to work through, but it's what we're here to do. Try to find ways to move through the fears, come into our strength again, to shift out of the stupidity of how we're treating others. That's also passed down. So all this we have an opportunity to shift, but only if each of us does it. And join us to help that happen. Help learn how, you can learn how to do this work with people, to help them shift their stories into wisdom. This fall I'll be doing some workshops, teaching you how to help people come alive. First, we gotta make sure we come alive. So join us, join me, learn more in the app. This is what we're here for. Thanks. Let's take a break. Process what we've been talking about. See you in a little bit. on the other side. I'm Dr. David. This is Aliveness Now on the Transformation Network.
My show, Aliveness Now, is Transformation Talk TV's surprisingly quirky variety show. It has a companion app called Love Springs. Love Springs is a step-by-step journey, taking you deeper and deeper into the concepts of each episode. There's secret knowledge, groundbreaking practices, and fun quizzes. Find Love Springs at your favorite app store or visit createaliveness.com.
Welcome to Aliveness Now. I'm Dr. David. In this segment, we're going to talk about polarity and how to turn that and bring that into aliveness. Polarity is when you're in judgment, when you blame them, or think what you're feeling is because of what they did. There's discernment, but when discernment is taken into distortion from our stories that we hold inside, it becomes polarity. Discernment is necessary. So that part of our consciousness is necessary to have discernment. Polarity and masculine, feminine desire, you want to hold on, flow with that, create it. Or in any love relationship you're in, the polarity of discovering them and you, beautiful. But when the polarity in our relationships comes from our own stories, distortions, things that aren't real, it becomes difficult. When you react from your distorted stories, things that aren't real, can you see the effect? Can you see how confusing it is for your lover, for your child, for your friend? Can you see their hurt faces and hear their hurt voices? They will not respond perfectly in their hurt, in their uncertainty, in their sense of unfairness of how they were treated in the first place. Now, if you can realize it at that point, you go, oh my gosh, I am so sorry, I reacted from something that wasn't real. This is from how my mother was, or my father, how I was taught, or it's just something that keeps coming over me. If you can stop it there, that helps you come out of the polarity to start seeing what's real again. But if you let it take you where you then blame their reactions for what came up inside of you, as you spiral away from what is real, you will take your energy of what came up for you and aim it at them. Aim it on their reactions. You will aim it on the next thing they say or do. It becomes a spiral down. And soon what you felt in the very first place has been lost in your reactions to their reactions. Have you ever been in a relationship like that? I know I have. It's very frustrating when you're experiencing that. And it's even more frustrating when you're the one who's doing it. We all will at some point, perhaps. Hopefully not. But yeah, okay, we will. We're humans, human beings. But notice it. Now, like I said, it's sometimes we're on the other side of it. I'm bringing it into the first person here because I know, we got to watch for it in ourselves. But we also have to understand when it's happening for somebody else. But so if you can, some point along here, instead, find your compassion, find your understanding, your seeing the pattern. When you can see the pattern that you've done it again, stop. Apologize. Find a way to make up for it. Let them know, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. This is something that came up inside me. I am so sorry you were hurt. Can you have the courage and the integrity to do that? Come out of the polarity. Many people live in polarity, where they're judging everyone all the time. If you're feeling disgust about this or that, that's polarity. Disgust is polarity. This feeling of what they're doing is making me feel this way. It's making my head hurt. It's making this. It's making this. It's all about them and what they did causing you to feel something. No, you feel because you feel something. Don't let your polarity ruin your relationships, to have them become a drain where people aren't going to want to relate to you. The key is, do you feel these same things in other relationships? This same kind of feeling of disgust now with them because of what they're doing. Once you can start seeing it playing out in more than one relationship, wake up. It's time to make some changes. It's your stories inside you creating a polarized judgment of others. And you will spiral in it to judge the next thing, to blame them now because they felt unsure and uncertain because of all the anger coming from you. You'll think, well, why did you react that way? And here goes the spiral. Blaming them for them actually being able to notice that your light and your sound was distorted because of your own stories and distortions inside yourself. When the relationships inside yourself aren't flowing, they distort your light. They distort the sound of your voice. We pick up on it. We know there's something up. And we may react or respond our best we try to when we feel that from someone else. We may not understand it, but we will change how we sound. But when you pick up on their change and blame them, now you're the one who's doing it. It's difficult. It becomes uncompletable, coming back from, and those relationships will dim. And when you see you've done it a few times, maybe you'll wake up and know that something inside you, a deep anger, deep frustration, a fear of being good enough, thinking I'll never have any value. Some of these are the stories that then can run these polarities where we're living in judgment. Just think of judgment as just one part of consciousness, where it's their fault or mine. It's I'm to blame, they're to blame. That's only one part of consciousness. There's a whole nother range of being alive where life is different, where we're empowered, where we're flowing, where we're moving through the distortions that we have been in and coming out the other side. In those places, energy's energy. It's not theirs or yours. It's not because of them. When we put on something else being the problem, we put on something else being what is causing it. It's putting something outside ourselves. So it can be that they've brought it up. Maybe another person did something that brought up your polarity. But don't react from there. Find a way to get out of it. And we're going to go and do an exercise that can help you move through your polarity to something into your empowerment. So then when you talk to them, it'll have a much different outcome. Because it's never going to work when one person's in this polarity, in this judgment, talks to another person in judgment and polarity. They'll never work it out. Someone has to come out of it into empowerment and come from who they are and say, hey, this doesn't work for me. There are a few things you can develop that can help you have better relationships. One of them is getting good at blame. Now, this seems odd, but in that sense, when I am blaming someone else, I may think it's not okay to blame. I may not let myself go past it. Getting good at blame there's a process here. And you'll see why I say it's getting good at it, because it helps you move through it. So you're not in blame anymore. But the first step of any strong emotion is to get through the blame, not avoid it or keep piling it on. So the first step in getting good at blame, the first step in transforming strong emotions into your own empowerment, the first step is to blame in your mind someone for the feeling. Seems off, but no, this is where we start. Well, for instance, driving down the Long Island Expressway, someone cuts you off. Rawr! And instead of just being angry and leaving it at that, I chose to process it. And the first step I found was to actually go deeper into the blame. So many of us kind of push away. No, it's not. I can't blame. I'm not in polarity. I can't judge somebody else as if it's something wrong. It's a necessary discernment to move through. So this is how you do it. For this instance, the first step I had to do was blame the heck out of that other person. I'm angry because you cut me off. It's because you did this. And so with any strong emotion, go into the anger, go into the feeling, blame someone for it. Not face to face, because this is a play. This is you getting to your stuff. So blame and blame and blame them. And I'll tell you why, and you'll see why, because you're going to blame them until you realize, oh my God, anytime anyone's cut me off like that, I've gotten angry. And when I can turn because to and, it takes doing this method, playing it out in your mind, blaming someone until, because it'll come. It may take a couple minutes. One time it took me 3 days, but that's for something else. But usually it's a few minute, 30-second process of blaming, and then I can say, wait, anytime anyone's cut me off, I've gotten angry. Anytime anyone said that in that way, I've gotten angry. Anytime I have felt frustrated in myself, I responded this way. So seeing the pattern is the way through the polarity. So the first step is to go into it more deeply on purpose. So this is a sequence to work through polarity when strong emotion comes up. First, blame them. Not in their face, remember? But in your mind, apologize to them if you need to. But be okay. We have to be okay with blame to get us through to understanding the pattern. So that's the first step. Blame until I can hear myself and I can say, wow, that person did that and I got angry. Because as long as we're angry at someone, it'll never resolve. It's anger at our brethren that's the sin, not anger. So the anger itself can be glorious. So when I can separate it now, when I can shift because to and, where I can see the pattern, I can get to the feeling by itself. Then I can process the feeling into wisdom, into empathy. As long as I have it aimed at somebody, I'll never get to empathy. I'll never get to wisdom. So working it in my mind until it's not easy. I don't want to do it usually. I just want to stay angry at them. Polarity in some part of us is kind of delicious, but it's stuck in it, so it's really disgusting. Ask whether there's the disgusting word again. But it's something that we have to almost convince ourselves to do. Sometimes the polarity is putting someone up on a pedestal. She's a princess, she's the best. Putting her up on that pedestal, it really is hard to bring that polarity down to what's real and have this be an amazing human being on this earth versus a princess that can do nothing wrong or is the best, or because eventually I'll pull them down off the pedestal anyway. So it's not easy to bring ourselves out of the polarity of whether it's someone who's the best, someone who's the worst. Again, the words best, worst, blame. But encourage yourself. You're going to work through it. It's going to be more depth in the relationship when you don't have them in polarity. So back to our process here. Well, once I've come to this and part, that person did this and I feel rage. The key is put them onto one side. I'll deal with them later. You don't condone what they did, because usually it's, I should have done that. But if I can come from empowerment, I'll be able to work with them, or maybe don't even need to. So they're over to one side, and I feel rage. Now we go into the rage by itself. Wow. All by itself, though. And it's okay. It's a feeling. Feel anything we want. So can I go in and feel rage? Rah! Ah! Feel it. The strength of it. Ugh! But as soon as you aim it at somebody, go back to the first step. Because it's not at somebody. As long as it's at somebody, it's going to cycle. It's never going to be successful. Come back. I am king of rage, queen of anger, whatever it is, to feel it and explore it and own it. And know it's okay to feel. It's a feeling. Can I feel it through my whole body? So this is a sensory thing now. Can I feel rage in all of myself? Do my legs kind of get weak feeling? So then I'll say, come on, legs, we can go forward whether we feel this or not. It's like part of me worries I won't be able to their process if we feel that feeling. I want all of you to feel the feeling. I can't imagine it's okay to feel this. It's a feeling. So my sixth chakra can relax into the feeling. It's not okay to express rage. It's just a feeling. I can express it. It's okay, throat. But I won't be loved if I feel this. It's just a feeling. Keep reminding yourself it's just a feeling. Go back to the rage. Oh, I can't be me. I'm not one can't be one who feels rage. Just a feeling. You can be one who feels it. It's just a feeling. We want to explore all parts of our humanity, our human beingness. So feeling the rage, the jealousy, whatever the feeling is, it's okay to feel. So step one, the first doorway, was to go through the blame into seeing that there's a pattern. Step two was seeing that there's a pattern and separating the anger, the rage from what happened. Deal with that situation later. Feel the feeling. The third step then is going in to feel the feeling all by itself. Until you come through it. And this is the key now. As I feel the rage all by itself, as I can make sure all parts of me are right there with the feeling, I'll feel this strength of breath come in. Something inside me shifts, and I hear in my head, I can feel that. I can feel anything I want. Empowerment. So you've gone from polarity to being stuck in this feeling, just this feeling, and then staying and going. But the key is to go through the feeling. It's like a wall. Stay with it long enough. The feeling of rage, stay with it, stay with it. Make sure all parts of you are in it. Stay with it, and all of a sudden you come out the other side. I can feel anything I want to. It's a feeling. And you're done with it then. You've come into your empowerment, and you encourage your whole body to feel it with you. Just swirl with that feeling and know you've come to the other side. So that third step of coming into this empowered space, that's third experience, third doorway of going in and feeling, I can feel anything I want. It's a feeling. That's the empowerment we want to get to. You've come out of polarity, gone through the stuckness of the feeling. It's just a feeling. Stay with it. It's like it's a wall, and most people stay on one side of the wall or bounce off it and go back to blaming somebody else, blaming themselves, blaming another thing. If you feel yourself doing that, do the same process. Get back. You gotta go through this wall. Open that wall. It's just filled with a feeling, and you can move through it. It may seem like you're never going to make it through, but you will. Stay with it, and then I can feel anything I want to. That's where you're headed, into your empowerment, to know that you can do different, be who you are, feel what you need to, and move past it. From that place of empowerment, then you live your life. I'm Dr. David. This is Aliveness Now on the Transformation Network. See you next time.
Create aliveness within yourself and in your relationships. Join me every second and fourth Monday at noon Pacific on Transformation Talk TV. Download Love Springs app. It's a companion journey to deepen your experience. Visit createaliveness.com to find out about my Catalyst Games, Aliveness events, and retreats. I am Dr. David, and you have been listening to Aliveness Now.